Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night.
Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I'm Johnny Ringo.
I'm Chuck.
Tonight we got a good show for you. So we got some mouthpieces that are going to be coming on. Gavin Kelly's going to be stopping by. No. Just had to throw that out there. Guys, it's been a heck of a week. I don't know about you, Charles, but needing one of these.
It's a doozy. I mean, I'm good, but I get it.
Yep. Hey, guess what?
Schwad.
We had somebody recently go to our hunting history store, huntinghistory.threadless.com. They purchased a Boogeyman Radio t-shirt supporting the show. So, guys, if you want to support the show, you can pick up one of the Boogeyman Radio t-shirts that you see in the middle, or just like Cassie, get your shirt, send it in like Cassie did. Love you, Cassie. Thank you for helping support the show. Again, guys, stop over to huntinghistory.threadless.com and pick up your merch today or after the show. Don't do it right now. Just do it after the show. Just write that down.
Yeah. Just as soon as you can.
Yeah. So thank you, Cassie, for doing that. Also, guys, I've been plugging it for a while. Midwest Mystery Tour starts in less than 2 months. I know it's weird to say. I'm like, oh, why are you plugging that now? You got like 2 months. Well, the more I plug it, the more you guys pay attention. At least that's what I think.
Well, you're supposed to. I mean, this makes sense.
Real quick, a rundown of the locations, guys. We are starting our whole event off at the Middle Point School in October on the 25th. This is up in Ohio. I've never been to this place. I've got an awesome experiment planned for this, and the mystery guest, great mystery guest. You're not going to want to miss this. Charles and I will be there. You can come investigate with us, or you can actually just come do a meet and greet, see a presentation, meet the mystery guests, and then bounce. We got tickets for both. Also, right now until September 9th, if you go to the Eventbrite page, get your tickets there, use the code HAUNTED, you can get $15 off the investigation tickets, as well as Malvern Manor, which we are going to be there on October 30th. That's the day before Halloween. Get your tickets for the investigation, because guess what? That bleeds into Halloween.
Yes.
So technically, you'll be investigating on Halloween. And this place, we've got some really cool things planned for those that are attending either the presentation or investigating. I've got a documentary that I'm going to be releasing. This will be premiering right here at Malvern Manor, and it is on the ghosts of Malvern Manor. You get to see some interviews, evidence, and all that good stuff. And then, of course, we get locked in for the night. It's Paranormal Lockdown. Ooh. Never been to Malvern. It's a great place. Just go.
Yes,
just go.
It is. I feel like it's a must on any paranormal enthusiast list. It should be, anyways. It's such a fun place.
110%. Speaking of such a fun place, we're then hitting the Ray County Museum in Richmond, Missouri, November 3rd. This one's gonna be fun.
Yes, I can't wait to go back, man. I'm going there. Don't get me wrong. I'm going there in a couple weekends, or 3 weekends. But still, I cannot freaking wait.
Yeah. One of the best museums I've ever been to, bar none, hands down.
Oh, yeah, same.
Such a cool place. Great history. Used to be a poor farm. Tragic stories all around. Very active. Can't wait to get back there. You guys, tickets are limited, so if you get your tickets, get them as soon as possible for that one. And then the next day, we're going to be over in Leavenworth, Kansas at the Thomas Building. Again, this is one I've never been to before.
Yeah, same. I cannot, there's so many good ones on this list that I've never been to. And I think see Rig County and Malvern, and I think they're the only two I've been to. So all the other ones I'm obviously super stoked for. So cannot wait.
And this one, we're doing something really cool. The lady that owns it is turning it, the second floor, into kind of a shop for foster families. I guess Kansas did away with the allowance for foster families to purchase clothes. So we're going to do like a clothing drive for them, and we're going to get them stocked up on clothes for this event. So if you're coming to the event, whether it be for the presentation, whether it be for the investigation, bring some pre-laundered clothes and donate them for their cause. It's going to be awesome. I've got 3 bags full right now. It's going to be a good cause, good investigation. The mystery guest for this one, I'm just saying, guys, we got some bitchin' ass experiments ready for this. And then last but not least, Carpenter's Mortuary, November 10th. This place I've only investigated once, but we had some phenomenal stuff happen there. A lot of audible voices. Small town of Gentry, Arkansas, and this place used to be a mortuary, now a haunted house attraction. So it's got that creep factor. Definitely going to play a role into people's psyche, and those that are coming out to this are not going to be disappointed with this one. It's a little hidden gem, honestly.
It is.
So if you want to check out stuff from Carpenter's Mortuary, I've got 2 videos on the Haunting History YouTube channel on that one. But yeah, just do a search for the Midwest Mystery Tour on Eventbrite or on Facebook. Go to the events page, and you can select your event on Facebook or on I think Eventbrite brings you the closest investigation to you. So you can search those individual buildings, and you should be able to find the investigation you're looking for. That was a quick rundown. It was pretty good.
That was good. Yeah, I think it's record right there.
Yeah.
Record
I would say
timing.
so. Charles, how was your week, bud?
It was good. Been pretty productive so far. Work was super easy. Nothing really major, which I'm thankful for. Don't get me wrong. I'm just got to heal up. My mouth, it's not sore, but I had my wisdom teeth taken out. So it's just, it's a slow healing process. It's most of the pain, I would say, is all gone.
Good.
Is all but gone. I would say at work, because I have to talk a lot. I'm a bartender. So my jaw will be sore then, but that's about it. Like the rest of the time I can go the day without taking any pain meds. So thank goodness. Yeah, and that includes ibuprofen and Tylenol and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I'm definitely on the up and up. I still got 2 giant holes, not giant, but 2 holes down here on the bottom jaw. So I just got to be careful, like make sure I don't get any food stuck down in there. And then I can get back to normal food. You know what I'm saying? It's tough.
Yeah. All you need is 2 holes.
Or 3.
What? Doing it with my bro.
What? Oh, God.
Oh, man.
That's a great
inside
video.
joke.
Yes, definitely.
Very
How was
inside.
your week?
It was average. It was same old.
Didn't you get something exciting?
You talking
Couple
about
things?
Saturday or
No.
night?
No, not Saturday night. No, that was miserable. No,
was
did you get
horrible.
something?
It was
Did you get something in the mail?
Oh.
A package?
I've never touched a mail's package,
Oh my God!
but I did get something from the USPS.
Oh yeah.
Got some microcoms built
What?
from Katie Stafford. I got 2 of them. I got this one, and then I got this one. I know you guys can't really see them. 2 spirit boxes that they build. They call them the microcoms. Apparently, they're not building them anymore. So
Yeah,
I feel
so
really special.
You got 2 of their last ones. I got one of their last ones. So
And then they gave me this. It's like a REM pod, but it also does like musical tones instead of that.
Yeah.
Annoying,
I love that. We've used that at Malvern before, and it was active anywhere we went. It was amazing. I felt like the music, especially because you could just ask them like, "Hey, would you play some music for us?" And it sounded like sometimes it was playing like a song or something. Yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool. So I hope we get some great activity with that on the Midwest Mystery Tour. So
yeah,
So
yeah, I got that. Oh shit, what was that? Tuesday night, I think it was, and then went out Saturday night. It turned into a good night. It turned into a really good night.
You got an investigation coming up, right?
Oh yeah, that too. Thursday, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be watching the Chiefs game at work.
Who wouldn't be? I know.
Right.
I just realized that game's gonna be on too, and I'm like,
Yup. Yeah. Sorry.
I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I do like that matchup right there. I'm
Oh
curious.
yeah. I can't wait to see what happens.
But yeah, I got an investigation over at Harbor Village, which coincidentally, in October.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Jay. Anyways,
yeah, you guys can't see him, but we
yeah.
We have guests waiting. It's like the Brady Bunch. I can just like look.
I know, right? He was showing a super secret hand signal, and I was laughing at it.
Oh,
yeah, right. I think it has something to do with maybe being a Chiefs fan. I don't know, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Or Lions fan right there. Hey, Virgil.
Oh, that's great.
Welcome to the show.
Manchester. Nice. Glad to have you. Thank you.
But yeah, I'll be this October. I'm actually hosting an investigation. It's not part of the mystery tour.
Right.
So on October 20th, I'm hosting an investigation at Harbor Village. And Harbor Village is an outdoor museum comprised of like over 100 different old historic buildings that these people just like brought to their land and property back in the 60s. And then they made like a little village out of it. And then they took a bunch of donations from people of like old historical stuff. So they have almost 500,000 different relics in this museum with 100 different buildings. They've got a jail cell, a gallows, a bar, an old saloon. Like it's an awesome place. So I've got that on October 20th, and then I'm speaking at a school like a few days before that. I think it's a school, then it's a library. Person that works at the library contacted me, so I don't know. So I got to come up with a presentation for that stuff really soon.
Oh man, just do it drunk. You'll be fine.
Right, just show up. Hey kids, stay in school.
I mean, you've given presentations drunks before.
Yeah, I mean, I have given presentations drunk. Nick might remember. he'll validate that on the thing here. Oh, we got some comments over here on Kick.
Sweet.
Polar Nights. You have an active haunting in their house. My mother-in-law are visiting. It is horrible. I'm so sorry. I feel for you, Polar. We'll say a prayer for you.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah, we'll say a prayer for you. Maybe your mother-in-law will disappear.
Maybe.
Don't kill her. I'm not saying that.
Don't
I'm just saying maybe she'll go away.
Yeah.
Just fart in her general direction.
Anyways.
Shall we? So yeah, got a busy week coming up. It's going to be good. Busy month, busy time of the year. Oh, and I am filming another thing with KY3 News.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on the 14th of this month.
Yeah.
So got that to do as well. That'll be fun. I love this time of year.
With Brad again, right?
Close.
Chad.
Okay,
Okay, yeah. So, dang, I was close.
You're right there, man. Right on the cusp.
I know. Right there.
So
hopefully
I don't know if I should have you introduce the guys that are going to be on the show.
Nah, go for it. You go for it.
Here's Brad number 1, guys. You might remember him from a previous Roundtable, Mr. Nick Campagna.
Hey,
how y'all doing?
Always fun to have him on.
It's the round of applause.
We need like an audio of applause. We really do.
Yeah, you do.
Very unprepared.
Awkward.
Speaking of awkward, our other contestant has never been on the show.
Yeah.
Will probably never return to the show after this night. He will be banned, I'm sure. But everybody give a warm welcome to the newcomer, the virgin, Jay. Wait, we got on Mikey.
Oh God, there we go.
You know me, man. I'm a virgin for everything.
Mr. Jay Lynch.
Hey.
Oh yeah, that's for free. My bad.
Round of applause.
Round of applause. Exactly. That's what.
So we might mute.
Can't find anybody. Jay, dude, he's an idiot. Oh, okay.
He'll do it. Just send him a case of beer.
Don't make me laugh when I'm taking a drink. Damn.
Swallow.
Just spit all over the computer. Sorry, guys.
Comes out your nose.
Oh God.
It's
not where it's supposed to come out of, but okay.
So, guys, if you haven't seen our paranormal roundtables, we just basically talk about random things going on in the paranormal field, everything from hauntings to UFOs and Bigfoot and Jay. And then also, if you have any topics that you would like us to touch upon besides children, we will talk about that.
Dave will take that on another show.
Yeah.
Without
It's
us.
Not the show for that,
Save that for the celebrities.
right? God. It's for the view. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I just kind of figured we could talk about. Hey, Terry. Terry says, "Hey guys,
Love you,
guys."
Hey, Terry, how we doing?
I don't think that's her last name.
Hey, Terry, how we
That'd be
doing?
Nick. That's Nick's last name. Nick Longtime.
It's a long time.
Oh,
Oh, that's not right. We're good though.
There we go.
oh
There you
thanks.
go, Chuck.
Appreciate you.
It's that beard.
I am also a
a beard.
heterosexual. Hey.
I feel left out now. Like I think Nick's got more of a beard than I do at this moment.
Probably so.
Yeah. Damn it. I shouldn't have shaved. And by the way, hi Terry.
Hi, Terry.
There's Nikki. That's my wife.
Yes.
Who's
Okay,
oh, wait,
guys.
sorry.
Hey, Chuck, just to warn you, man, after you hit 50, this is what that rev becomes.
Oh, I figured. I'm gearing up for Santa Claus all the way, man. I'm gearing up. I've seen my grandfather. It's all white. Like it's.
After,
I'm doomed. I'm so
after
doomed.
40, 45, actually, then time you hit 50,
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I'm 49 and mine's not like that.
Yeah, but
Well,
you get
genetics?
He uses a marker.
Yeah,
In the Sharpie over there.
It works.
just for men.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
No, I'm just 41. I'm so gray under here.
That's fine.
That's from other things. We can't discuss.
Yeah,
that show right now.
yeah.
Just
I
dried.
was gonna, it's all those
You mean that wasn't
mineral
shampoo?
vitamins, right? Yeah. It's all
Conditioner.
those.
I'm
Yeah.
not getting COVID now. That's what they told me, at least.
It was going in the
Gotta
wrong
trust them
direction.
doctors.
Yeah, I was your doctor, remember?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was very fishy in there. Did it in the bathroom. It's weird. Stepping in my office. All right, guys. So I'm gonna say something, and I know you guys are probably gonna agree, but I want your opinions on why this is. A few years ago, before COVID and all that, we seen all these paranormal teams on social media doing live stream investigations. A lot of people there's a bazillion podcasts, video podcasts out there. You name it, it was being put out there on social media. I don't know if you guys have noticed the drop off when COVID hit, like all of it just suddenly stopped, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're past that now. We're like a year removed or more. Why do you think that hasn't come back? We'll start with you, Nick.
Oh, gee, thanks. Well, I'm glad I'm number one in your
Just
book.
throw him under the bus. This is fine.
Yeah. Nick, why do you think the paranormal world sucks?
Oh.
It doesn't right now.
That's throwing him under the bus. All right.
No, I mean, honestly, I think the decline is that maybe because they want to start focusing more so on the spirits and doing an investigation, and then instead of being famous and want to do this, that, and everything else. If you're really into the paranormal field, focus on what you're investigating and why you're investigating. If it's just because you want to be famous and on TV, that can be done with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Paranormal field's not a field to play around with.
Right.
I mean, it can hurt you. It can hurt others.
Mhm.
It's something that you just don't take lightly. So
Right.
me personally, I think people are starting to focus more so on doing the investigation and actually collecting the evidence and then reporting it later.
So like back to grassroots kind of style, right? Go into that
Correct.
where the actual investigation matters, not just, hey guys, what's up? You know what
Exactly.
I
I
mean?
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, when my group, when Haunted Soul Society, my group, when we investigate, my wife Nikki will do a live just to go around to show everybody what we're doing, where we're at. But for the most part, we'll record what we do, look for the evidence, and then we can post it up on our site or whatnot. I mean, we want to focus on the investigation itself, whether it's a public event or whether it's a private investigation. So, I mean, to me, people are actually going back, like you said, Chuck, to the grassroots of investigating in that. That's just my opinion, though.
All right.
Absolutely.
Jay-Z, you got ideas?
Well, for me, I was I wasn't allowed to go live. Wasn't because of Facebook or anything else. I was staying just as active as I did before COVID hit. But I had to do another radar. Every place I went to didn't want to let anybody know that they were open to the public, allowing people in because everything was shut down and banned. So I think that had a whole large thing to do with it, because if I'm at a venue at a pay to play, whatever you want to call it, I will go live. I will not do it live on a private investigation, because when I'm at a location like that, I do it for the sole fact of trying to get research, trying to get people interested, trying to see if people come up with new ideas, new methods. Because you know me, there's nothing off the table with me. I own 8 Ouija boards, and they're all right in this room with me right now. There's nothing off the limits for me when it comes to doing this stuff, as long as you're respectful and educated about it. And I take those lives, that opportunity to try to give people a little bit more insight, a little bit more education to it. Plus, it's a paid for play. It's a venue. Scare the shit out of one another. Me and Rick, when Rick was still alive, how many times we had to sneak around, scare the hell out of each other when we was investigating? We had absolute fun with it, because when you're investigating that way, you can have fun. When you're in somebody's home, have your head on your shoulders, be professional, be smart, know what you're talking about, know your equipment, know your shit. Correct. When you're in a pay for play thing, you're paying to have a good time. Have a damn good time.
Yeah.
Have fun. Relax. Enjoy it. Let other people see what you're doing and interact with it. But do it with intelligence too. You can also, we did a lot of stuff that way. We told people what we're doing, and we told them why we're doing it and how we're doing it. But we also did a lot of jackass stuff with it, because that's how me and Rick were. That's how I still am. That's how I've always been. So when me and him hooked up, it just went stupid, and now I'm just stupid by myself.
Well, I would say also having fun brings that good energy to the location, right? So you might actually stir up some stuff in a good manner, right? You may not be dealing with some negativity, but you could stir up some fun, good activity and just really enjoy the rest of the night. And I agree with both you guys for sure. But I will say, I find that there's a lot more lives on TikTok compared to YouTube or Facebook as far as investigating goes.
Yes.
So a lot of people are just using TikTok because it's super easy to just go boom, done, and then just put your phone there and leave it for however many hours. Right.
It's also the hot thing.
It is. Yes, exactly.
And the other thing is, you don't have to have like a monetized account to make money off of TikTok. Like people can gift you still on TikTok, and you can still make money
for now.
And even on YouTube, whatever, like you can still make money without being monetized. And I think a lot of people do that still, which two things, I can see both sides of that. Like I can see where that would be wrong to take advantage of the field to make money. But then on the other hand, I can see where there's, the whole getting paid to do what you love to do kind of aspect falls in, right? We'd all love to get, like,
here's where you want to get in trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. So like growing up, I always wanted to be a football player. I'd love to get paid to be a football player, but I suck.
Good luck with that.
So, yeah, I'm small. I would break, and I'm old.
Hey, you can be a quarterback. He's fine.
Yeah,
good.
Brady can do it. He can do it.
San Francisco 49ers could use me.
Yeah. Oh, they could use somebody. That's for sure.
They can use anybody.
Right.
But being in the paranormal field, like I've been in the field for almost 20 years now, and like I would love to be able to quit my day job and just focus on the paranormal.
Oh
stuff.
Man,
that would be the dream, right?
Yeah.
But how are you going to pay your bills?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the other part.
It's the catch-22.
Bills,
and I think a lot of people,
locations.
Yeah,
getting there.
I think a lot of people do get a lot of flack for that, but also on the other hand, I definitely understand why they do it, or some people do it. Not all of them. There's some out there that, by God, they should just stop.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like there's some really good art being done, and even though it's promoting the paranormal field, it's also on the other, again, it's twofold, making things look bad. So, what do you guys?
There's a difference between charging people for your investigating, like when you're doing a residential thing like that, because you can't prove anything that you have. None of your evidence is absolutely provable. You cannot prove it. It's not actually a licensed profession, anything like that. So I'm against charging for residentials and things like that. You're supposed to be helping a family. But if you're doing pay for play places like that, and there's people want to donate to your Venmo, whatever, Cash App, good for you. If they want to pay and give them money, what's the difference in paying you to go live and do your things than sitting down and watching History Channel or all them shows that's on TV?
Yeah.
They're going to a small creator and a small person who's actually going out there and doing it on their own thing, not for a large profit. I'd rather them give money to one of you guys than to give it to what's his face Baggins on TV and stuff. He's got enough. He don't need their stuff.
No,
So true.
I get what you're saying.
What's the difference in you doing it off your little Venmo or PayPal account than that jackass doing it? What's the difference?
So, real quick, guys, to interrupt that. On Kick, Polar Knight said, "This is the perfect evolution of beard growth."
Hey, it's the beard stream. It's what's going on right now.
We just gotta do this. Let's rearrange some things.
Okay, all right.
So we go.
There we go.
This is like an aging process.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Look where the old farts at.
Well, apparently I'm the good-looking one. Hey,
Yeah, well,
You're good, but I'm better.
Damn it. All right.
That's good.
Now I'm having a heart attack over here.
That was good. Good job.
You don't have.
What's up, Angel?
Shh, don't tell them that, Jay. They might start thinking that.
Yeah, no.
But no. So like I have a another YouTube channel. It's called the Paratainment Review, where I'm reviewing paranormal shows. Right.
Mhm.
Anything that's on YouTube, Discovery Plus, wherever. Don't matter where it's at. And I've seen some really, really bad stuff.
Dude.
But I've also seen some really, really good stuff.
I'm the same way on TikTok when I join people's lives when they investigate. I'm just like, oh my god, you see the reflection? You mean the light that you're holding in your hand? What do you mean reflection? And like you tell them like, hey, move it this way, and it's bouncing off the metal of the door frame.
Yeah,
like it's not hard. Sorry, I just little had to.
Those live feeds have you gotten kicked out of and banned from?
Right.
Recently, I got.
I mean, I have.
I recently got in a nice beef with Britt from Ghost Hunters and their live stream thing, and Rebecca. What's her name?
Oh, she doing stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, she doing stuff? Oh,
Jay.
Oh,
no.
So no, I recently had a little beef with them. I called them out about using K2 meters and stuff. So I've gotten some pushback.
My wife started with Rob Damaris 3 different times now, and I've gotten involved with it. I'm like, why do you do that? You get in there and you mouth off, and I gotta get in there.
She put you up to it.
She knows I can't keep my mouth shut, so she likes to goad me.
All right, so I'm sure you guys have at least looked at a few things on YouTube or whatever. Is there a show that you've seen that you're like, you know what? I bet these guys are pretty legit. Like they're not doing this just for the fame. Is there any shows?
Nah, I haven't really seen any. I like I said, sometimes I see when I watch those shows, it's raw and unedited. So it's just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people are just doing it for the fame.
Yeah.
Not for the research and not for the accuracy of the history like that.
Mm-hmm.
And every single thing is paranormal, right?
Yeah.
Every single thing that happens is paranormal.
Everybody gets, possessed or, everybody's like, see that shadow figure there. Oh, that was my shadow, with the light behind him. It's with it being raw and uncut. I just don't like the angles that they take to when they are live like that.
Yeah.
So I don't personally have a show or anything like that I think that they're really good or anything. I don't know. What do you think, Jay?
I don't either. I critique it too much. I think that a lot of the things are just.
Sorry, Jay.
Oh wow.
Sorry.
It's not
that old. Hey.
I so bad want to do something I shouldn't do right there, but I'm not.
You're not his grandfather, but you're a great one at that.
There you go. Hey.
I'm getting ready to be a great uncle. I can't remember. I'm going to be a grunkle.
At least you're not a shitty grandfather.
So, but yeah, I don't know. Now you made me lose the complete train of thought of what we even discussing. My ADHD kicked in. We went a whole different way.
Sorry.
That's funny though.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, those English, man, they got a sense of humor. I'm just saying.
Yeah, paranormal shows. Is there any that you've seen that you like?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
There's no paranormal in the show out there that I think is like, oh, yeah, you guys ought to go check this out.
Haunting history.
But I haven't seen yours in so long.
I haven't put any out.
There you go.
You don't put out what?
Exactly.
Not after a couple of these.
Hey.
Yep.
I remember in Aliens and you one night. You wouldn't like to go there.
Cassie's got a fact of the week right
Five
there.
more of these.
But there's no show that I would say that I would. Oh, you gotta go check it out.
Well, and it's so hard to tell because with so many shows being out there that are scripted, right? Like,
Correct.
I'm sorry, but when you watch Ghost Hunters or you watch Ghost Adventures, when they meet the people for the first time, that's not the first time they're meeting the person. It's just a shot. It's just for the show. It's just for the effect, right? So it's like, what else is scripted out there?
Well, what you've got is, when anybody goes for any of these shows, like you say, it's scripted, which, I get.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in order for them to get that 45 minutes or even 30 minutes of footage,
yes,
that's a week's worth of
being
in a location, not longer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dave, you guys know that as much as I do. I mean, it's like they're there for a week or two and they only can get 45. And if they don't even get 45 minutes, and then it's all talk to the, to the folks that are at the place or that they own, whoever owns it. So, I mean, it's hard to really understand sometimes what goes on behind the scenes because you have no idea.
Right.
Unless you're actually doing the investigation with your group or whomever is when you're going to get the ideas and get what's actually out there.
Right.
You got to experience it for yourself. Watching a show, hell, I can put on a show and it's not going to be the truth or anything. Or
nipple tassels galore.
What?
It's gonna be full of nipple tassels.
With your group and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
How much does seeing all these other groups have been there and their videos on YouTube or wherever that you check these things out, you go check out and do your little research on the location we go there. How much of their input really influences you booking or not booking? Because there's, what some group says there's a demon there. Are you not going to book it? Or are you still going to go ahead and make up your own decision? How much influence does other groups actually have on what you do with your team and where you go?
Well, see, and that's the thing there too, because like if you, let's say they don't say there's a demon there, but they supposedly catch a lot of good activity. There's a curiosity that builds, especially at least for me, there is. Like, I wonder if
I saw that next comment too.
But like, I wonder if they're full of shit or if they legitimately caught something. And it makes me want to go down there, try to debunk what they captured, and then try to capture it myself.
Well, so what was nice, I feel like since we were able to talk to Aaron Thompson and Nick about 28 Days Haunted, I would, obviously the editors were trying to go with a certain direction with the drama and all that kind of stuff, right? They're trying to fuel the show. But obviously, to me, I have no interest in that. I want to see like the paranormal, the history, and if anything happens. I think the show could have been better, but I did enjoy the show. But like I said, I think it could have been better if they would have taken the right direction and focused a little more on, just focus more on the history, trying to get the answers, and not the drama between each person. Yeah, I get it. You spend too much time with one person, you might get annoyed with each other. I understand. But still, like, it felt like that the producer and director were just taking it in a completely different direction. I just didn't really vibe with.
Correct. You watched all of it?
Oh yeah, I watched all of it. Yeah,
I couldn't.
It was tough. It was tough to get through, but I had to do it in doses.
The third episode, my ADHD goes.
No, I get it. I totally get it. I do. Yeah.
It came off to me, and I'm friends with several of the people who's on the show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so are you guys. And I told them, I said, it came off to me that they made you guys look too scripted. I don't think that that's what you intended. I don't think that's what you've done. But how they edited it made it look the way that they want to. Just like anybody that I know has been on my ghost story and all that stuff, every one of them will go, oh, my episode is coming out.
Yeah.
As soon as it airs, it's not 5 seconds after it goes up. It's like, well, that's not what really happened. That's not what we said. They changed it. Right. I'm like, you knew this was going to happen. It's done to everybody.
It's Hollywood.
And then you turn around and gripe about what they did. That's not what we said. I'm like, you knew that was going to happen, but you didn't.
Angel, to answer your question, was there a lot of drama on it? Yes. There was too much drama, personally.
Angel's, it was a sarcastic question. She loves that show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are they doing a second one?
What's that?
Are they doing another one?
I have no idea. Hope not.
Well, I don't know, because it was pretty popular on Netflix. Like, it got a lot of views, and
If they did, I'd put every one of your names in there.
right.
No.
Oh, I would.
I mean, as long as honestly, I would probably do it, but there would have to be obviously some fine writing and stuff, different
You're not gonna
contract
get that.
changes.
You're not going to
No.
get that.
I don't want to. I feel bad for certain people on that show that show made them look like drama queens.
Yeah.
So
And dipshits.
and dipshits. So which when we know those people in real life, we know that's not how they are. But then again, that's just how. Again, they had a direction, they wanted to take it that way, and
But
for
that's-
those of us that know them, it was
but
wrong.
that's what sells on commercialized TV.
Correct.
You're right.
So that's what
You're
they
right.
want.
And see,
They
that's
want watching Grey's Anatomy.
But Josh Gates doesn't have any of that stuff.
no.
Because Josh Gates can produce himself without them. They know it.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
He really could. That
could.
would be awesome.
he could.
They know that they need him more than what he needs them now.
Yeah.
Polar Knight says Nick and Jay have over 100 years of wisdom combined.
Oh, I got that much of my own.
I don't think we should have revealed the ages.
Well, and
You guys are
I mean,
ganging up on you.
did you see Virgil's comment before? It was, there's an age limit on Viagra. Just saying, that's my great grandfather still uses it. And then his next one, Viagra is more commonly used in Manchester, England. If you saw the birds here, you'd understand. I get it, man. I'm sure there's some lookers over there, but not really. Anyways,
No,
there's a reason why when Americans go over there, they're quite popular. Just saying.
Yeah. Wow.
So many nude beaches, so many good times.
I don't need that.
Nick,
That's why they
for a
have so many
second
pubs.
there. Oh yeah, so true. Nick, for a second there, your lamp, like the lighting in your room was so dark. I thought there was someone standing behind you, but it's just your lamp on the wall.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
my
you got
bad.
really dark, and I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know,
That's not a limp.
is that
Must have-
editing? Do we need to
Yeah.
edit that and
Yeah, right.
make sure say it was a demon or something behind me?
I'm saying it's a psychedelic mushroom sitting back there.
No, that's on the left of me.
No, gonna see angels
Say the
tonight.
B word.
Huh? Demons?
No,
Oh, no. Speaking of,
Wrong, dude.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but this isn't really paranormal. But there's this musician called Doja Cat, and I know it's a stupid name. Her latest music video, she basically dresses up as a demon, and I think it's called Demon, and basically talks about like being a demon and just like very visual, selling your soul kind of stuff. And yet there's people out there like, oh, there's not Satanism in music industry at all.
They've
really?
been saying that for centuries. Look at the rock music for years.
Oh yeah, no, I don't get me
There's
wrong,
always
but it's
symbolism.
like, oh, always,
I got
There's
yes,
one
always
more.
symbolism. There's always
always.
the lyrics and all that. There's
Yep.
the way you read them and look at it. I mean,
Oh, it's so much worse now. Like they're not even trying to hide it. It's not even just
Oh,
a subtle symbol.
I'd rather have the backward masking. I'd rather go through and listen to all that than what they come up with now.
Oh,
I should
Same.
ask this, but
let's roll
Beatles
Ozzy
are
backwards,
different,
guys, and see if we can hear anything.
Or the Beatles. John is dead.
Or the Beatles. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So
I
many.
should ask this, but you said Doja Cat's her name?
Doja
that?
Cat.
Doja
DOJA Cat.
This is going to get me in trouble, but have they had him on the Lawrence Welk show yet?
Good Lord, Sean age.
So
yeah.
there's a human skeleton in the locker behind you there, Nick?
Yeah, to my left
A
there
real
is.
one?
Nice.
A real one?
Nice.
It's a real one.
Oh,
Nice.
we won't ask.
I don't ask no questions. Won't tell you no lies.
Ooh. That's right. That's
I've
Okay.
got,
that's cool.
Okay, here. We got a
That's Armin.
question. We got a question from Kick. How do you relate to a ghost that have no idea what English or religion as we see it? There's got to be some really old ghosts out there. Okay, so let me just try to form a question out of that. So how do you think a ghost can actually relate to modern times if it's an older ghost? And to stack that question, what about different religions and different different language?
Can I add to that Can I add to that real quick too? It's
Yes.
it's a lot like when people are like, well, if you have this tech now, how does the ghost know how to use it? You know what I mean? So it's the same with the technology too. So not just obviously that, but just same as the tech as well.
So how do you think a ghost can relate or relay their messages, like even if they're not up to date with current times, nor do they speak the same language? I'll let you guys ponder on that one.
If I find something that I think is of another language, I have a gentleman that I know here in Ohio who is Native American. He speaks 3 different languages. I send it to him. I got a friend of mine with Paranormal Society that I work with all the time. Their son speaks German and a couple other languages, French and I think Spanish. So I've been around long enough and I've networked enough that I know people. When it comes to religion, if it's anything Catholicism or Christianity, I have Christina Rake. I reach out to everybody else. I would reach out to you guys. That's just how I am. I don't think that I have any answers. I think I have only more questions, and I need to find you an answer by somebody that knows a hell of a lot more than what I do, because I just know how to get myself in trouble.
No, RC, good to have you back. Yes, definitely.
I mean, for us, there was one investigation we did, and honestly, it was in the spirit spoke German. I had no idea.
Right.
I don't speak German. Nobody in my group that I'm aware of, and I've been around these folks for quite a while, speak German. I literally went on my phone and went on to one of the apps and put in a thought what was said in German to try and do a translation. Yes. So it's a learning experience in the field. Unfortunately, it's not like unfortunately I don't have the resources like you do, Jay. So it's like for me. If a spirit comes up, and speaks a different language,
what's up, Jason?
I'm hustling and bustling on my phone, basically, trying to figure some things out.
That brings up a new thing there. If you have it caught on a recorder, instead of trying to translate yourself and spell yourself, could you then go to Google Translate, where it has all these different languages?
I was about to bring that up.
I didn't think about it. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, because it has that. Just turn on your microphone on your phone and then play the recorder into it.
Dave, if you and I are on the same wavelength, we're in trouble.
Yes, it's because he's drinking. That's what it is.
We're not beer, so we don't have to worry about that.
Right.
No, I've been at the Pythian Castle. It used to be where they held POWs from Germany, Japan, Italy, stuff like that. And I've gone in there and I'll use Google Translator. I'll say the question in English, let it translate it in whatever language, and just let it play that that question in the languages and try to communicate in that form. I think that's a very useful tool that I don't think actually gets utilized at all in the paranormal community.
No, honestly, I forgot about it. I never really thought about it. So that's you bring up a good point.
It's a good experiment. I think that's a great idea. A couple things here. So I know I've been on an investigation and I've had a device speak Spanish, and luckily, I know just very small amounts, but I had a couple ladies. I had a couple ladies, right? I had a couple ladies who spoke fluent Spanish, and they were just. They actually said at first, is that thing speaking Spanish? And I was like, I think so. Do you want to try to communicate? And they just started asking questions, and then every now and then we'd get a couple words back, and it was just like, okay, this is wild. And then I know another one. This is pretty cool to me because I've never seen this before, but. I believe it was at Ray County. Someone did sign language and there was some communication back to him as well. So the fact that they could see the sign language or however that, I don't know, but they made the device go off with how they wanted it to go off by just communicating with sign language. And that just blows my mind. Yeah. But what I was thinking too is, well, maybe once they pass, what if they get this download, right? What if they get this this awareness of such, right, to where they can pretty much tap into whatever is available to them. Yeah, the ether, what have you, and so maybe the spirits just know how to use the tech. But obviously explaining it a little bit helps, definitely. But
you're saying that they get updates every day,
maybe
like our laptops and everything.
Well, what if it's not an update every day and they just know, they just get it, know? Because if time doesn't matter to them, if time doesn't, we don't, you know what I mean? I don't officially know that, but if time doesn't matter, who's to say they can't have that knowledge right then and there once it comes up? But it's just a thought.
That plays into another question. I'm going to let Nick roll off with this one. Would a ghost let me see if I can get this question right. It says a ghost would then not see reality differently than we do as it exists. So, do you think a ghost sees our reality, or does it live in a different reality? And how does it know communicate with us or not?
Bless you.
Thank you.
Well, let's
Get out of him, demon.
To me, it depends on how that spirit, ghost, however you want to put it, had died. If they died a tragic death, and there's like in saying the 1800s, I think that they could have an issue with the way how to come to our reality. Because if they died tragically, they're thinking back in the 1800s how things were at that time and space. So, I mean, to me, it depends on how they passed on. If it was peaceful, I think they could, adjust. But I think if it was a tragic, like a murder, they were killed in a war, or something tragic happened to them. I think that they're trying to figure out why things are so different than what they were, when they passed.
Well, let me ask you this then: if they are an earthbound spirit and they can see their environment around them, would they? And time doesn't matter at that point. Then they would notice the changes, right? They would live the years through.
They would know. I would think they would notice the changes, but I still think they would still try to figure out why the world's all fucked up as it is right now.
Facts.
Like we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it depends. It's an individual thing for them, for an individual spirit. I'm not
like
saying
case by case.
Case by case. Thank you. So, I mean, a case by case thing. So, like I said, if somebody died in the Civil War and, you communicate with them, they may or may not understand what our surroundings look like, because when they passed, they were on the battlefield.
Right.
They had cannons, muskets, and everything else at that time. So when they can look at ours, they're like, what's going on? That's where our reality for us is for us, but for them, they're just like, we don't know what's going on. But it's a case by case basis. Do
you think that they're experiencing our realm kind of like how we experience their realm as a ghost?
That's a good analogy to put it. Yeah, I think so.
Jay, you want to
what do you think, Jay?
Further?
I get that.
He's trying to think if he's got a poop or not.
No, I've just never put it in that context to look at that in that manner, because I mean, I think that they're intelligent enough to know what's going on around them, and they can perceive the concept of the change in time. I just like we do. Nothing looks like it did when I was a kid. It's all changed. Nothing. I mean, people change. Everything's changed. So, I think that they're aware. Do what?
I said you haven't aged a day.
No, not a day. But I just think that I think, but like by case basis, it's whether you want to accept the changes or not.
Correct.
Do you want to be a part of the change, or do you want to be in denial of the changes? That's your choice. That's ultimately it's their choice. I don't think there's anything earthbound. I don't think there's a single earthbound spirit. You can't tell me that something's stuck here, and it's energy. It has the ability to transform and move. I'm not stuck in this room. I can go somewhere else if I want to. But now all of a sudden, my energy's stuck here because of this. I have a hard concept with that.
Or because
I get that, and I understand that. I mean, to me, along those lines of energy and all that, to me, if there's if I died tragically, I feel like my energy could possibly be stuck in that realm because it happened so quick and instantaneous.
Yeah, I think it's a choice. I think you're choosing because it was so instantaneous.
It could be a choice.
You're in shock and you choose to stay that way. You still see things turn out, you change it, but you're in denial of it. You're not accepting it. Because you know how it was when what you wanted it to be, and it's not being that way. So you're stuck here by choice. It's not like you're stuck here because the tragedy happened in the situation made you stay. I think that you stay because you are not accepting what's really happened to you, and you're stuck here. You can go anytime you want to. You just have to make that choice.
I got you. Okay, I get you. No,
it's just a perspective.
No, I know that's perfectly good. I have no issues with that whatsoever.
I would.
Here's a perspective.
I have issues with the world, so it's like
two things here. I got a perspective to run by a scenario.
Oh shit!
If it's so, children don't say it.
If somebody were to die in a tragic way or have something instantaneously happen, would number one, that would leave a residual energy imprint, possibly. And number two, what if that also allowed for the intelligent aspect of the haunt? So you have both the residual and the intelligence, right? So what if somebody shit their pants when they died? Would they go back to try to stop that residual energy from happening?
You lost me at shit
It's a
your
case by
pants.
case basis.
If there's the residual energy and the intelligent aspect that's being left behind,
Mm-hmm.
and they died shitting their pants, would they try to go back and keep that residual energy from repeating itself so people aren't experiencing him shitting his pants?
What's that smell? Oh my
I
god!
would.
It's like
say
sulfur.
No. I say
I heard
absolutely no way, because now you're changing known history and stuff, and now you're getting into the whole time
This guy
space.
died shitting his pants.
Yeah, that's
the
just,
whole.
you're
Now you're
set in
causing ripple
stone.
effects and the butterfly effect of time and space. You can't change it. What's happened happened.
So
That's
number 2 here, no pun intended, Jay, the bagging on Jay has gone cross-platform now.
Oh no!
On Kick, they said, Muskets, thank God we have Jay. He can relate.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I can.
god!
I got 2 of them in the other room. I still have my
Nice.
motors.
Nice.
I still have my
He's an
motors.
expert.
Jay, you are like the internet punching bag now.
Like, I don't think we've ever had this much like pokery on our show like this.
I wear
on one
a shirt
person,
that I
no.
The chat, yeah.
I got a shirt that I wear a lot of times when I investigate. It's bright neon orange, and Jason, my brother, had it made up for me in big letters all down. It says "Paranormal Crash Test Dummy." When I investigate, it doesn't matter where I go, doesn't matter what they claim are there. I take no protections, no stones, no crystals. I say no prayers. I take no protection of any kind. I tell them every place I go, you can hit me, kick me, scratch me, channel through me, and possess me if you think you can. If you want to decide this fucked up little brain of mine, come on in. I dare you. Nothing in 13 years has ever happened. I've sat where there's supposed to be demons and all this other shit and told them that they can possess me if they think they can. And nothing has ever happened yet. Not once.
What if they already did and you just don't realize it?
Well, like I said, I tell people all the time, I got like 13 personalities stuck in this head. 12 of them don't like me, and I don't know which one's me. I really don't give a shit. So come on in. It's a party.
Okay.
There's room for everybody.
Yeah, get on in here.
BYOB. So, okay, another question then. So with my team, we had this rule that anytime somebody ever would become afflicted or kind of taken over or anything on an investigation, we would ask 5 questions and then get them out of there. How would you guys handle a situation like that where one of your team members or somebody that was with you started being affected?
With my team, they get the team member out and they put me in. And they see what happens. I'm the crash test dummy. I go through whatever they put me into.
So if the person's being affected, you're going to take them off the property or what are you going to do?
Them where they need to feel that they do. We have, if it's something that needs to be cleansing, like I said, Brian, he's Native American. He will do all the Native American rituals there. We have people that practice Druidic or Celtic style, which they do the shit, I forget what they call it now, but they do a different blessing using different herbs. They use mugwort and juniper, and samey. They make a cross and same thing, just different things. It's, all cultures have it. So it depends on that and what that person feels they need to do to be cleansed. While they're taking that person away, Jason and everybody else, me and Jason usually go inside with cameras and we see what the hell happens. It's usually just the 2 of us alone, locked in there, and we're filming each other, and we wait to see who gets thrown against the wall, and nothing's ever happened yet. So,
okay. What about you, Nick?
Well, for my team, I'm the one that seems to be affected by everything and anything.
Ray County.
Ray County. I've been
November
to
4th
times and
3rd. Sorry.
Yeah, we've been 23rd. We got our event there, but
yeah,
every time I go into Ray County, there's something there that affects me. And honestly, the only person that can bring me out of it is my wife. Nikki is. Other people have tried.
Yeah,
Believe
exactly.
Me. I have had other folks on my team try, and they just can't. There's a connection that Nikki and I have that she's able to pull me out.
Yeah.
Of whatever it is. The last time it happened was at Ray County last September. So I'll be going back there again.
Dun, dun, dun.
23rd.
I'm
And
excited, man. I can't wait.
I'll be fun. It's a good time. Ray County is never disappointing. Never disappoints. But for anybody that does get affected, I've had members of my team scratched, hair pulled.
Yeah.
I've had a few that get slapped on the butt. you know, if they're female.
No, that
And
was
it's like, you just hit me. I was like, no, I believe me, if I hit you, no more. But I mean, I
Be a
just
squeeze at the end.
But I
Top
mean,
of
it's
field.
just one of those times there. That's just like that's a reaction. That's fine.
Yeah.
But for some, I'm the one that gets affected the most out of my team. We did have one gentleman on our team that was affected when we were at a ranch and down that way, and I had to talk to him, talk him out of because he's saying something's inside me, whatever. I'm like, you got to let me know what's going on. His chest was hurting him real bad, and the only thing I could do was literally pray and just help him out any way I could. Finally came out of it, and he went ahead and everybody calmed down and went to bed. But everything happens to me for the most part. I'm like you, Jay. I'm the guinea pig.
I try to get me. I get nothing.
Well, see, when I'll open them with what's considered emotional empath. So I feel the emotions a lot of from the spirits around, and especially in Ray County. And when that happens, that's when I get affected the most.
Maybe because you want it so bad, Jay, they're just like, nah, screw this guy.
Yeah, they don't, like, we don't want to deal with him.
And I have a saying that I say all the time. I don't know if you guys have ever. Oh shit!
That's the saying.
That's your thing. All right.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Callie Sherrill. She used to be the resident paranormal at the Stanley Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful lady, very intelligent, and we talk about it all the time. And we have a saying that we both say all the time is, I always worry about, am I experiencing manifestation or am I manifesting my experience? Both ways could be very cool, but one is technically not paranormal.
Correct.
Everybody, well, if everybody else is seeing it and hearing it too, but it can't be you manifesting it. There is a thing called mass hysteria. People have seen multiple things that multiple people have seen at the same time from different angles, but didn't really exist. It does happen. So there are things that are along the mind that can do these things. So I always worry, and I overanalyze everything. Am I creating my experience because I want it to happen? So that's when you said that's immediately where my mind goes to. So I'm very cautious on that fact. I want to make sure that I'm getting, when we go into any place, the only people who get with Paravisions, me and Leeds usually don't want to get the information ahead of time. If it's with with Jason with LEP production stuff, with me and Jason, the only two to get any information in any walkthrough. The rest of the people in the team get nothing because I do not want their minds clouded. I do not want them. If I lived in post elementary school for 5.5 years, I could tell people every night at 10 o'clock, there's a shadow comes up the wall. Sure as the world, that team that night will catch that evidence, and then the next 20 teams will catch the same damn thing, even though it never happened, because now I've implemented that in their mind.
Correct. I see what you're saying.
Power of suggestion.
That's why I talk about checking out what other teams say and do before you go to a location. I dismiss it all. I go and completely. I'm not saying that they're not right. I'm not saying I didn't capture that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out what I captured.
Yeah, you're not clouding your mind with their judgment.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that goes back to like something Dave and I were talking about, over a few months ago. It's like going to a location. Okay, people say it's haunted or whatever, but not getting any information, having us go in and look at and investigate and see what we get. Because I like to go into private investigations blindly.
Yes.
I don't go into I haven't gone into a private investigation with my team that I know anything about. We had one in the beginning of the year from a friend of mine. It was her parents. And I said, I'll go there, but I don't want to know anything about what's going on.
Anybody that's psychic, medium, empathic, if any has any kind of abilities should not have any preconceived ideas or notions.
Correct. And that's something I don't do, and other people don't.
Cold.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
For their own protection, if they believe in that stuff. But to me, that once again, that comes down to belief too. I mean, if you talking about, we had that discussion not long ago with my wife, and they're like, well, I say a prayer to them like that. I said, okay, what the spirits voodoo? Your prayers mean nothing to them. You're Christian.
Well, that's something I've always wondered. Like, is it just the belief in your own religion, or is it the actual religious, sayings and prayers and stuff that heal them?
Like, it's your beliefs that protect you, in my opinion, nothing more.
Okay.
If you don't believe in it, it's not worth a crap. Just like I don't believe in voodoo, so you can't cast a voodoo curse on me.
There you go.
You can. I'm just going whatever. Black cat.
We got another J comment on Kick.
Oh shit!
It says
this is the most active Kick's ever been too.
I am never coming back. My feelings are hurt.
Hold on, Jay. said no demon in its right mind would mess with Jay. They're evil, not crazy.
Ah.
Sanity is a great protection.
You need a shirt that says that spirits
Because
don't mess with me. I mean,
No,
I'm crazy, not evil, or something. I don't know.
It's because he said he doesn't bring protection, so
Oh,
no
yeah.
herpes. No demon wants herpes.
Yep.
Nope.
No lube.
Nope.
Nope.
We're going in
No-
dry,
none of it.
baby.
None of it.
I'm
Like a
not even-
My
cactus.
race there.
Come and raw dog me, spirit.
I'm not even sitting. Let's get it.
Get inside of me. What? Sorry.
Get inside.
It's just, I have that kind of mentality that I want to. It took me 4 motorcycle wrecks before I realized I was too stupid to ride a motorcycle anymore.
Oh, well, that might do something.
That might help.
At least this one stuck. You know.
Fourth one, he hit his head, and he was like, "Oh wait."
It hurt.
So, but I'm all about the experience, and I think that a lot of times people over sensationalize things.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Somebody has to be willing to take that shot.
That's what gets views right nowadays is the over sensationalized, and that goes along with kind of what we were talking about with the whole TikTok and shows and stuff. And you can't have a show really that doesn't have you can't have a show with more than like a 4 or 5 second like screen time without a cut, right? All these shows now is just like 3 seconds cut, 2 seconds cut, 4 seconds cut, like just
that's a standard.
so much. It's
That's a B-roll thing, really.
No, I get it. I don't. Well, no, but I'm saying like even when you're just if you're in a room and if people are just in a room and they're talking, they're doing their thing, they'll go ahead and cut up the video, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like.
But that's what I like about live because it don't do that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that's
in the moment.
That's
Like
why those
this
shows
is,
I just don't like the constant cuts.
Like some of the podcasts, I think that you said about how much I'm going to wait at COVID. They didn't go away. They manifested. They became. There are less live shows like this now than there was before. You're right. They've all went to pre-record where they can edit it and put in sound effects and clips and all this other shit. That's what
throw it up to Google. Or
Yeah.
just call it good, Podbean, whatever, and just disperse it out to all it.
It's migrated and changed to something it's no different than watching a TV show now.
Yeah,
that's
There's
true.
very few shows that are live, raw, and if I slip up and say fuck, then they can edit it out. But you guys can't now because I get you in trouble.
Oh no!
I think we're only limited 4 of those in one show, and I've said 2. So
our sponsors are going to pull out now.
My demon's going to pull out too. Oh, I mean, what?
Oh.
What?
Better.
Ass demons. All right, guys. Can you guys stay on a little bit later?
I'm good.
Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom hasn't called me yet and told me I have to come home.
Yeah.
All right.
The
So
street light hasn't come on yet, so
So I'm gonna do a couple plugs real quick. If you guys want to take a quick break, get some to drink, whatever. I'm gonna do them, and then we'll be back with some more Paranormal Roundtable. Jay and Nick and Chuck and Johnny Ringo. Hey, Chuck, real quick. All right, your mic's unmuted. We're going to talk about the Midwest Mystery Tour real quick, and then we'll get back into it with Nick and Jay. Guys, if you didn't know, we have a merch shop up. The Haunting History stores, hauntinghistory.threadless.com. You can get your sweet-ass merch. Anything from the It's Not Paranormal, It's Paratainment shirt, all the way down to the Boogeyman radio shirt, featured right there in the middle. Join our friend Cassie. Get your shirt. Once you order your shirt, send us a message showing you wearing the shirt, and we will give you a shout out, just like we're doing Cassie. Hey, Terry Mosby even got one of our shirts. How awesome is that? So, guys, go to that shop, get you some merch. hauntinghistory.threadless.com. Yeah, Tom. Look at this. This sweet ass shirt.
It is a great shirt. I need to get a new one. Honestly, I need a new one.
Yeah, me too. Guys, if you want to do some paranormal investigating with myself and Chuck, you are more than welcome to join us on the Midwest Mystery Tour. In fact, I'm actually starting events on the 20th of October here in Grove, Oklahoma at Harbor Village. You're more than welcome to come to this event. This is not a Midwest Mystery Tour event, but I will be hosting the event, leading the investigation at this outdoor museum. October 20th is the date. Just go search for Harbor Village, HAR-BER Village, and check out any details you can find. I'm not sure. They haven't even announced tickets yet, so you guys are getting the announcements early.
Yes.
But on the Midwest Mystery Tour, our first stop is going to be the Middle Point School in Middle Point, Ohio, October 25th. Guys, this is going to be a unique tour. These investigations are not like the events you have experienced anywhere else. Like literally every investigation event, you're hearing a presentation, and then you go investigate. You see like an EVP session, and then you're basically done. Not with this. You guys are going to be part of an experiment, a mystery experiment, might I say. And on top of that, we have mystery guests.
Woo!
Some of these guests could include people from TV all the way to people that I respect in the field, and I love the way they investigate. And these are people that
sorry, I had something in my throat.
Outside of Jay, are welcome to be there. We love you, Jay. We love you. Yeah. Jay brings the Jergens. That's his experiment. So we're starting off at the Middle Point School in Ohio, October 25th, and then we're moving it down to Malvern Manor, October 30th. It's the day before Halloween.
It's going to be amazing.
You can get your investigation tickets and investigate into Halloween. How about
this?
That,
This is the closest I've been, I think, to Malvern on Halloween. Or like, you know what I mean? Like closest to Halloween I've been at Malvern. There we go. That's what I want to say. So I am so friggin' pumped. And the last time that we were at Malvern with Josh and Kirsten, the microcom caught something really cool. Said some really cool stuff, and like it even said like "Hi, Josh," and it answered my question directly with the device that we're using again next time we go. So I can't wait to go back, and it's just going to be a great time. It's going to be wonderful.
And also, right now, if you go to Eventbrite.com and you search for either the middle school or the Middle Point School or Malvern Manor, all the way until September 9th, you can get $15 off the investigation.
Yep.
$15. Just enter the promo code HAUNTED, and you can get $15 off the investigation. That lasts until September 9th, then it goes back to full price. Then, on November 3rd, we're dropping down to Ray County Museum in Richmond, Missouri. This museum is awesome. As Nick was stating earlier, he's been affected at this museum. He's had a ton of experiences. I've had some awesome experiences myself. Even on a group investigation, I was able to hear and capture audible voices that nobody else heard, which I know pisses you off, Chuck.
Every time, but it's okay. At least someone heard it.
It's a beautiful museum. Great history.
This is easily in my top 5, and each room in the place has its own different theme. Which is so freaking sweet. It's a true museum. It's amazing.
And it's big.
Right. Well, what is it? Like 3 stories, I think. Basement, first, second floor.
Basement,
Which, I mean, once you get in that place, though, if you're not familiar with it, sometimes it feels like a friggin' maze just because of the shape of the building. But
it has a cemetery nearby.
So, but a lot of awesome artifacts throughout history. So, really, if you guys are interested in stuff like that, check out Ray County Museum with us. It's a great time.
And then the next day, we're going to be in Leavenworth, Kansas at the Thomas Building. I've never investigated this place. I know very little history. But not only is this going to be an awesome investigation because we're going to be capturing things for myself for the first time, and probably most everybody else that's going to be there for the first time, but we're also doing something really unique for this. We are doing a clothing drive. We are collecting clothes for the owner who's going to turn the second floor into a shop for foster families. I guess the state of Kansas did away with the funding for clothing for foster families. So she is opening up a shop, not to sell the clothes, but for foster families to come in and get what they need for the foster children. So that's a really awesome thing they're doing. So we're going to do a clothing drive to match this. So anybody that's coming, you are more than welcome to bring clothes, pre-laundered, preferable. But it's going to be an awesome event. I will say, no, I won't give any clues about the guest investigator on that one. But we will probably and most likely be doing multiple experiments on everybody at this location.
I hope so.
And then to wrap up the tour, November 10th, we will be down in Gentry, Arkansas at the Carpenter's Mortuary. Carpenter's Mortuary was once a mortuary, but now it is a haunted house attraction. We've done some episodes of haunting history there. Actually, it's one episode, but we split it into two because there's so much stuff. But we had some amazing experiences there, things that I've never experienced, like with the EDI Plus, the EMF hits. I will say this, I almost never have had EMF hits with the EDI Plus. That place was some of the largest hits I've ever gotten with that thing. Audible voices, really cool stuff, touching, things like that. I actually even captured something on thermal. It's in the video. It's in one of the episodes. I didn't mark it on the episode, but if you guys watch the episode, you can probably find it.
Yes.
But Carpenter's Mortuary is a very cool place. It's a unique experience that we had, and unique experiment that we are planning for this. It's going to be awesome. Tickets are already on sale. We've already sold tickets to some of these places, so get your tickets as soon as possible. You can either get tickets for just a presentation, meet and greet, or you can join us on the investigation. And if you go on eventbrite.com, you can search Midwest Mystery Tour. You'll find the event listed near you, or you can search those individual places, or jump on facebook.com Midwest Mystery Tour and go to the event tab, and you can find all the events there. Get your tickets through there. I can't wait to start this whole tour. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. And Virgil said he's going to send us in underpants, and he says they make sure that we need to boil wash them. But I'm going to follow that. It's like, man, you gotta wash it yourself. I'm sorry, that's that request. They can't accept it.
They can't have holes, Virgil. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's part of the fine print, right? It's just you gotta make sure it's clean.
Jay knows from experience, dude.
It'll just purify them. That's all. Anyways,
right? Just burn them in. They're gonna ingrain it.
Make sure to put it in some holy water, and you'll be good. Okay, just it'll be fine.
Oh, Michael's on here. I'm just now seeing the comments.
Okay, I was gonna say we got to shout it out once the guys come back, because I want them to hear it and react to it too.
Why do ghosts love elevators?
I said, make sure. Yeah, okay. Why
do ghosts? It lifts their spirits.
Wait a minute, I just saw the one about the KY jelly up here.
Mike is like the king of dad jokes. He's actually my roommate, and he has he tells me pretty much a dad joke, a new one that I've not heard every single day. And if he says one that I have heard, he'll just say another one, which I greatly appreciate because I love dad jokes. So,
here's a dad joke for you.
Okay.
Why do people love cycling?
Why?
Because they're bike curious.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
You can tell you don't have writers for your show.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You don't have writers? No.
We just make it up as we go, it's how we roll.
And no Polar Nights, I did not lose the old guys.
No, they're here.
Old guys. God, you know what? It's taking a long, hard living to get to this point.
Here we go again.
I tell you what.
Oh, Lori. Nice of you to join.
Lori's there. Hi, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Being called old, I didn't think I could live this long, so fuck it, I'm happy.
There you go. Lori, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Experienced.
Hope both of you are doing well.
Lori will be with us there, Chuck.
Yes. It's not an investigation without Lori. I'm just saying.
I would go if I wasn't taking a month off of work.
Well,
you
can't all be me. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
I mean, shit,
Yeah,
I can take off of work anytime I want.
Do you make this?
You bastards.
I get paid vacation, so
he's taking a
while we're
month
gone.
Getting
As
paid
do I.
A month of paid vacation. I gotta love it.
We should have called this the Lucky Bastards.
Well, that's what happens when you work at some place for almost 8 years.
Right?
Mine's been 14, so
8.
I
Nice.
got 5 weeks. I got 5 weeks vacation.
I get 5 weeks vacation. I've been at the same place for 27 years.
Jesus Christ, I haven't held a job for more than 3 years.
Well, that's sounds like a
I
person.
want to talk to I would say take a writer's job, but they're on the strike anyway, so it don't
Oh,
matter.
Hey, I can
there should be
undercut
plenty of
them. I will
jobs then.
undercut those mothers.
Yeah, but listen to his jokes.
Oh, fair enough. I'm sure. What's give me a nighttime talk host?
Letterman.
There you go. I'm sure they'll love Dave's material.
Here's another dad joke for you. What do you call a peanut with a black eye?
Oh no.
Assaulted.
Oh,
It's just not right.
it never ends.
Get it?
Jay doesn't like that joke.
I'm
Bad
not big
memories,
on dad
Jay.
jokes.
Look, this peanut fits right here.
I'm not big on dad jokes.
No.
It's all right.
No.
I'm not much of making them or coming up with them. Hearing them, if it's really good, I like the clever ones. I love.
Oh,
But
there's good dad jokes. It's not dad.
Okay. So here's not a dad joke then.
I'm just kidding.
What do you call an emo girl with no boobs and no butt?
oh god.
A cutting board.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Yeah, remember that? I'm from back in the 80s and stuff. We always told they still did baby
I got
jokes.
the
and
that's
your mom.
I've got
Go back to my coffin.
I got a few of those, Jay. I got a few.
I agree with all that. I can't be offended by a lot of jokes.
I don't accept laughter. I accept oohs and ahs.
Oh, cringe.
That's like
I'm
a
gonna go back
pause
to my
for me.
coffin. I'll be
There you go.
fine.
They'll be just retreat. It's fine. It's
Treat
okay.
slowly.
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
That hurt deep.
That one
All right,
did
guys.
hurt a little deep, but I mean it was funny though because it's funny. It's true, but
You ever seen that one cut deep?
oh yeah, that is yeah.
It's only
Anyways.
it's only skin deep, guys.
Mm.
All right.
Mm.
Well, Nick, it looks like the guy behind you's got a boner, but
Ah,
See him? Hey, that's Herman right there.
Herman.
Herman.
Yeah. Don't know his real name because I don't have the papers for him.
Oh,
This is the real. You have
it's
a
the real skeleton.
That's the
Yeah,
real skeleton, yeah.
yeah. He wasn't
real
kidding. He was
skeleton.
being yeah. Did you
You're not
do
gonna
some
need this.
medical work and that's how you acquired it?
Shit, no, not me. It was
Amazon.
given to me by a friend of mine. One of my customers gave it to me. It was actually
That's pretty
used in
messed
court cases and medical
Wow.
school.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they,
Wow.
he said
Wow.
the lawyer was moving out of the place that they were at, and he said, "Do you want him?" Like, yeah. Silly question.
I got a boner.
It took us that long to use that freaking sound.
waiting.
All right.
I was waiting.
So, but yeah,
Eve, so there you go. You can have it out.
No, that's crazy that you get.
That's
get
cool.
something like that. I mean,
Have you ever thought about bringing it on an investigation just to see if it?
ooh.
I have, but he's in
Yeah.
a lock. He's in that locker. He doesn't come out of the locker. It
Oh,
doesn't
okay,
come off, and I was like, I'm not taking that locker with me anywhere. It's heavy as hell.
fair enough. Fair enough.
So I just leave him here. Besides that, I don't really like bringing anything home with me. I don't like bringing my work home,
Oh, good point.
and I would think he may bring something home.
Mm.
Well, as a serial killer, you're really failing on that point.
Yeah, I know. I'm even showing them off.
Why are you showing? Jose, why are you showing off the evidence? Come on,
Here's where I
man.
stabbed him 15 times.
So no,
Check our
he's a good guy. He sits
I
there
think we can-
quietly.
Let's take.
Good
Hey,
evening,
Brandon,
bud.
what's going on, brother? Let's take like some
He's a great
questions
hangout
from
partner.
the audience.
Yes.
If everybody watching, if you have any questions about the paranormal that you want us to kind of
Hey, Brandon.
mull over and
Nikki.
discuss, throw it out there in the comment section. We'll definitely cover it. So curious minds want to know
Mm.
what trends in the paranormal do you see now that you are kind of annoyed by?
Mm. Good question.
I guess everybody likes hateful, like
Well, it's thought provoking,
You know what I
right?
mean?
It makes us think like, oh, what really grinds my gears?
not what you love, it's what you hate
Yeah.
that everybody finds fascinating. So
It's not a hate, but I there's several things that
what annoys you, Jay?
Dislike
Spirit boxes.
or an aversion.
Spirit boxes?
Spirit boxes got them completely out of control. They're doing nothing but
Mm.
scanning radio frequencies. When I first got involved, and years ago, it was all about listening to the white noise. Now they're actually listening and catching radio stations and filtering out the white noise so you can actually hear the words. Well, you know they're broadcasting words from all over the place. You get bleed through station, everything else. Are you truly hearing the spirit? Or are you just putting together words on random stations that are running by real quick?
True.
I think they've gotten completely away from what it was intended to be with the white noise. and now you're actually listening to radio stations on a very red.
So can I add to that real quick? I just have a quick question real quick. How would you feel if a spirit box sweeps in random sweep instead of linear sweep? How would that change your thoughts on it? Or
you're still sweeping broadcast stations.
Yeah, no, I was just curious.
So words are definitely going to be put out there. So the chances of words being hit and coming together, and then of course where we go now, we're going to read into it. Did it say truck? Did it say duck? Did it say luck? Did it say?
Right.
Everybody has their own interpretation of it. So I have an issue with those when you're actually listening to broadcast networks.
So let me ask you this to dump on top of that, I guess. Do you think like people are able to manifest what they want to hear from that? Not necessarily like pareidolia from it, like audio matrixing, but like actually manifesting something to come through. Do you think people are capable of that?
Oh yeah, mind over matter.
They can.
Okay.
I can agree with that. I mean,
and Brandon said, "What about using the shortwave instead?"
Shortwave, yeah.
My thing is that I understand sweeping the different frequencies because you don't know what frequency they're trying to communicate on. Blah 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 blah. I get all that. The simplest thing to do is I wanted to have something designed and built, and I talked to Jeff Conkle about it, and have something built that would sweep the networks but not have the radio signals. And he's like, "I could do that, but why not just put it inside of a cage?"
Yeah, Faraday cage.
Yeah, Faraday cage.
Yeah.
Now you know you can sweep every bit of the frequencies, but not get any of the interference of the actual broadcast things.
You remember when the PSP7 came out? Like when you would buy it, it actually come with a Faraday pouch.
Yeah,
I don't think you can get that anymore with the PSP7s.
Yeah, because they want you to have the radio networks now.
Yeah, they want you to have the experience.
And if you remember back a long time ago when you were doing just the white noise, you were lucky to get an EVP out of 30 hours investigating, but now they're getting 3. I seen a guy that advertises he got 10,000 EVPs in a night because he's special clear audience hearing. I'm like,
Steve Huff? Is this Huff?
No. No, even he wouldn't claim that. But I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's being ridiculous on that level.
I can agree with you on going with the SP7s and the 11s and all the boxes, spirit box that you have. What about just using straight up white noise?
I still do that.
I mean, that I've used that on a few of my investigations, and I like it better. I mean, I've got an SP11 with my case. You know, if I have somebody who wants to use it, I'm here, go ahead. But it's like I'd rather have white noise. You know, just basically what you hear on Channel 11 during the 70s and 80s after midnight. You know, you just have that noise there, and that's it.
I like using that, and like I said, people want to use them. That's great. I have nothing against somebody using them. You do you.
Correct.
I just tend not to use them. The only way that I will use them is if we're doing, and they call it the Estes technique, and it came out way before that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But when we do that anymore, we've been doing the dual Estes, where two people listen to the same thing. We have the splitter and stuff like that to see if they hit on the same words. Because when we do residentials, back when I still had my own team, we would actually send our stuff to 2 other teams. We would copy every bit of our evidence, every bit, all of our camera work, all of our audio, and they would review them. And the only things that really hit on is if they hit on this, if all 3 of us found the same thing. Because that way we don't tell them where we went, we don't tell them who's involved, nothing. They just review the evidence completely blank and blind.
And that's the way it should be. That's what it should be, because that just, you know, you telling them something, that's just going to feed them and think, well, that's
why I say listen to 3 minutes and 37 seconds till you hear that. Oh, that's a demon. No, it did.
This would be a cool idea.
Well, what about this? This is something my team does do. When we do, we've done it at Malvern. I've done it, and we're going to do it at Ray County. Is basically we do the Estes method, as well as I'll have somebody one of our members have the what they call the God helmet.
Yeah,
from KD.
Yeah, it is from KD. And
Supernatural Link, shout out.
You got it. And one of us we're back to back. One of us has headphones on and blindfolded, and we're listening. Like I've done it. I've listened to white noise, and had my eyes blindfolded, and another member was sitting behind me using the helmet. And there were times when questions were answered, or if there was something around us, it was simultaneous. Whether it was something touching us on our shoulders, we'd raise that hand, and everything. It was like my left hand would be their right hand, and vice versa, and we would shout out the same things. What do you think of Jay? I'm asking you, Jay. What do you think about combining two different methods?
I love that. I think that's the way to go because you're getting validation from not just one piece of equipment. You're getting validation from somebody doing a totally different technique.
Absolutely.
Also, not looking at one another. They are completely independent of one another.
Correct, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah, that gives me more of a tendency to say, okay, you're experiencing something paranormal. Where if you just sit there, turn on the spirit box and just randomly think, how many people? You got 10 people in the room. Everybody heard something different, and so one person goes, "No, it said. I heard it say." And then everybody's like, "Well, maybe you did." It's
because Lori McGuire's part of my team. Her and her husband Clay. When we've done it and everything, they've been there with us, and they're the ones that have the helmet and everything. And I mean, combining two different methods and methodologies, is a great way to gain the evidence. What's that?
If you can combine three. If you can turn around and if you have a psychic, medium, sensitive, whatever they might call themselves. When we investigate, we use everything that we can. My wife is sensitive, whatever you want to call it. I'd say she's crazy because she's married me, but we use the equipment. If he's getting something, we use our equipment to back that up. And each person will have a different type of equipment to see what kind of different levels that they're getting, whether it be an EMF or a static electricity or whatever. We try to come from different angles to cover all at the same time. If the equipment's hitting, then that's what takes the lead in that investigation. And then to see about the psychic mediums can see if they can't back it up. Whatever is what you're getting is what you need to work with and use other things and simulcast with it to validate it and to back it up on a more scientific level. I think you're doing it perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask all three of you this one because this is an experiment that I'm looking at doing. And let me ask you this. Let me start over. What do you think about mirrors?
Try it.
Learning an investigation.
We've used them. It all depends how you're going to use them. Are you looking at using them as a portal? Are you using them as far as mirror gazing with the candle and all the thing with the old scrying? Are you looking at now one another having the infinity field?
Well, I know Malvern, real quick. I know Malvern and several other locations had mirrors set up that were supposedly linked to each other, so you can scry into different locations. Now, I'm going to let you explain what you're going to do, Nick, but I'm going to offer a suggestion at the end because I might have a little tidbit for you, a perfect mirror for you to use.
I also say try the infinity one.
Yeah.
Or the triangle.
Because there's a location that we are looking at investigating, and right now it's not permanent or set in stone, but there's an old hospital that we're looking at, and there's something that I've been wanting to do, and it has to deal with scrying. I've been studying scrying for the past 2 years now, and with mirrors have a way of opening doors up, if you will. But there's other ways for you to communicate through mirrors. And one thing is for me is to have mirrors around me, facing me. So basically it's like you have your door mirrors, like, on the back of the door.
Yeah.
Something simple, no bells or whistles. It's a 360 around me.
I know what this study is.
And then I'm sitting down on a mirror, and there's only one other person in that circle with me, just in case things go awry, if you will.
Yes.
And then do basically an Estes method inside that mirror. Have my cameras around to catch any.
One mirror on the top now in the ceiling, you'll have a devil's box, which is
I know that's that's the one I don't want to trap myself. Let's put it that way.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I've been there, done that in my teenage years with satanic rituals and all that shit. It's something I very much would not like to get back into as well, because I don't want to have any of that stuff to come back and haunt me. I've kept it closed up pretty much
Nick,
the whole time.
When your team is ready, or when you guys can figure out a date or something.
Yeah.
I will book you guys the 1858 Garnett House.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And if you want to do a scrying session, Justin
In the
has
basement.
Justin has the mirror from the Conjuring house that was there when the family was there. Like,
really?
yeah,
I like
it was given to him by the owner.
Oh wow.
They found it buried in the barn.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah.
You don't
what
say.
What is it? Is it Scott Johnston or what is his name? He was there before, like the God, I can't even think of their names. Ed and Lorraine were there. He was there before they were there.
Yeah.
He's actually the one
okay.
that suggested that they go there. But he's even confirmed that mirror was there when the Perrine, whatever family was there.
Perrin?
So Perrin, that's it. Thank you. The mirror is original to the Conjuring house. So
Wow.
he has this mirror, and some bad things have happened to them around this mirror.
Yeah. I'm not going to use it
So
personally.
if you are willing to tempt fate, I know Jay wants to.
Jay, got me in.
Jay, if you want to come down to Kansas, man,
Dude, I'm going to tell you right now.
You know what?
Garnett is so amazing.
I will set it up for you.
I will. I mean, I will do it on the sake to see how it affects and how
it plays
it
out.
really works.
And I'd say you should definitely document it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for
I've documented some great things there.
Oh, geez.
cameras, audio. I mean,
does not disappoint.
I think that's the biggest thing that's missing in the field right now is people willing to do the experiments, to do new things, to push the levels. I was on when I was still doing podcasts. I was doing 2 of them a week. It was on a station out of the UK, and they do so much different over there. I mean, the human pendulum and things like that we don't do it here. And they always like, well, and Ouija boards like, well, why can't you do it over here? I'm like, because you guys send all your religious zealots over here.
Right? Facts.
I'm just saying, they came over for religious freedom, and we got put up with that we have all that over here that you don't have that over there where you're at, and it's just different in the culture. So
now I've done the human pendulum before. I've done that one before.
It's cool to see people that are doing these things and actually talking about it and putting it out there, because 10 years ago, if you mentioned doing a human pendulum in here, people are like, oh, you can't do that. It's evil.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mirror scrying.
No, I've actually.
It's all devil.
I did it at Ray County. I did it at Ray County. That was one of the times that I got affected. That was right
the intelligent level is progressing in the field, and I do like that.
Human pendulum, is that like the helicopter?
No.
Damn it. Then I'm out.
How would you know?
That's why I was asking.
You saw it in a movie once, didn't you?
Yeah.
He had a friend show him.
Got
Some weird times
on
with my
DVD. I
uncle,
got the box set, baby.
God.
You're a star. You're a bright, shining star.
He sure is something special.
Isn't that the truth? No, but the human pendulum was brought up to me by actually another group of that we know here in St. Louis, and they were down in at Ray County, and I had no idea what it was, and it's very interesting how it's how it's done and how it's portrayed. I mean, it's very simple. It's just basically people around you in a circle, one person asking questions, and one person's in the middle, and going whichever way you go, back and forth. You're the pendulum.
Yeah.
Like, are you standing there and just
you
kind of
stand there
or?
and you let basically, with the way I had it done, the way we did it was I let somebody there, spirit wise, basically say yes or no. Yeah. Well, isn't that the truth? And I was the human pendulum. You ask questions. Yes, forward, no, backwards, whatever. And I basically let my guard down and just let some, answer the questions as needed. I would love to see how. I would just love to see how you respond to Garnett House.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
We can do it.
You just name the date, I'll set it up.
You know,
I'll talk
what
to
you just talked about, it kind of reminds me of like the old school, like I'm to me, I'm just fascinated with how they did seances back in the day, right?
Mm.
Like, obviously, there were some fake ones that were people were looking for money and like that stuff, but just the getting into that mindset and getting into the just like letting go and then letting something pretty much come in and just answer through you or act through you. You don't see a lot of that anymore because yes, people like to stay on the safe side of things, which makes sense. But I was watching a trailer for
I was like, we got in this field
for some people
in this field. There's certain people that have to push the envelope to
Yes.
get proof and evidence. And I know Jay. Just the little time I've known Jay, he would do it. I'll do it. My wife doesn't like me to do it, but that's why I have her as my backup.
Well, my wife has a corner every time we investigate, and I say that you're going to possess. She's like, "Would you please quit saying
not
that?"
my house.
Well,
I might still come home with this too. When people say we're at a residential, they're like, "Man, I just want to leave." I'm like, "They go home with me." My wife's like, "Would you just shut the fuck up?
You want any unexpected guests?
Yeah, come on over. I dare you. We'll have tea and crumpets."
Oh,
I'm going to shift the conversation here just a little bit, because we're going to shift to aliens for a second.
Okay.
Because I know myself and Jay, we have experience with aliens.
No.
Oh.
So on that note, Jay,
That day the alien got probed.
The alien got all kinds of things.
Revenge. So there's always some people out there when you have conversations about like EVPs and things that come through a spirit box. Even, how do you know they're not aliens?
How do you know?
What are your guys' thoughts on that?
How do you know they're not Bigfoot? How do you know anything they were?
I know they're not
Is
demons.
what it is. You can't prove it, but you can't disprove it either.
Right.
That's why
reach further.
That's why the church was just like, it's all the devil. It's just all the devil, just like a blanket over everything, right?
Well,
now we know that's not the case, but
no,
that's a complete control mechanism. That's all.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like that's absolutely.
So let's explore that for a second, though. Like, what if we are communicating with aliens? Like, what do you think the possibilities would be, and how do you think they are communicating? Like, is it telepathically? Are they, hijacking radio frequencies? Are they, what do you think our communication would actually be like with aliens?
It's the government.
If they're able to communicate with us, they're doing it on the level that they think that we can possibly comprehend without freaking us out. Because they know that we are such a destructive and just shitty species. I mean, look at anything on this planet that we find to be intimidating or threatening, we destroy it and we make it go extinct, whatever we have to do. That's why when I do my cryptid research with Bigfoot, people are like, have you ever found a Bigfoot? Would you tell people? I'm like, absolutely not. No. Because the first thing we do is want to go take it out of its environment and destroy it. Why? Right. It's not bothering anybody. It's not hurting anybody. Why do that? So I think that if they are there, I think that they are trying to communicate with us. I think they're trying to communicate with us on the level that they think that we can understand. Basically, no different than me or you trying to talk to a 2-year-old. We're the 2-year-old. They're the
truth. I say it's a 50-50. When you hear something on the spirit box, or however you want to communicate that, it could be a 50-50 shot. Who knows if it's aliens or if it's the actual spirit? I mean, like Jay said, it's you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be. I mean, we're aliens are up here and we're down here.
But that's why it goes into you have to have the history to back up the evidence, right? Or you have to back up the analysis, because if you get the answer, well, my name is Roberto or something, and then you go look through the history books and like, oh look, a Roberto died, or somebody by the name, what have you. Boom, that could be an actual spirit.
Correct. You have evidence. I mean, you've got the facts.
Confirmation.
You have confirmation on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if you don't have confirmation, it could be.
Now I'm going somewhere with this, guys, so bear with me.
Shit.
All right.
I knew it.
So now I know Charles and I have run across this, and we've started exploring this on our vlogs and stuff while we're investigating. So when we're asking questions, we're getting responses. Do you guys feel like that there are a set of rules that spirits have to follow and things that they cannot tell us?
If that's the case, I'm going to be just as much trouble on the other side than what I'm here because I hate rules.
You cannot talk about that.
I hate curse. You can't do this. No. I don't think
rule of Ghost Club. You cannot talk about Ghost Club.
That's right.
I mean, I've lost several of my friends now since I started investigating that I've met through investigating, and we all said the same thing. If one of us passes over, you better come back and give me some kick-ass evidence if you're allowed.
Well, right. I'll say yes.
If you're allowed.
That's the thing.
Is it a Beetlejuice situation where there's rules and regulations and you get a handbook?
Yeah. Maybe.
Who knows? If it is, like I said, when I cross over, I'm in deep shit because I'm going to.
Well, then they would know that, and they would stop everything they can't. They would stop you from. They would do everything they can to stop.
They would make me be stuck here. They think you're not charging.
No, they might. They might just put you somewhere else, or just lock you in purgatory or whatever you want to call it.
Here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they'll send Jay back to Earth as some reincarnated something else.
Get rid of this guy. We can't take this.
You don't want him.
They'll be like, Jay, it's your 12 o'clock pineapple appointment.
Yeah, cool. I tell people all the time that one of the reasons why I paranormal investigate is because I want to know if there is something on your side, and if there's a way to stay or come back. I want to have the entire world to fuck with for the eternity. I can mess with you and move your pictures off center and all that shit. Hell yes.
It's the troll's dream, right? It's the.
And I just told my wife's best friend that whenever I come back, when I die, she'll know it's me because her next couple of showers are gonna be weird because she's
okay.
Hey, Dave, I'm gonna be on your leg in the shower.
Is that ectoplasm? What the fuck?
Why is my water turning yellow? Looks like beer.
Better get your pipes checked.
Okay, so now, if we are communicating with aliens, wouldn't they have a set of rules that they have to follow and information they could not give us?
What is with the rules? Why does everybody got these goddamn rules?
Well, this is what I'm getting at. Is like we've started like experiencing like situations where it feels like they're not allowed to give us certain information. Right. So if we're not talking to spirits and we're possibly talking to aliens are not just coming out and be like, here we are.
Right.
Who's to say
what
that
if there's rules they have to follow too?
Anyway?
Well, I'm just saying, what if there's rules they have to follow and this is a slow burn? There's a slow burn.
Something that's in control.
Prisons are full of
exactly. Who is? That's the question. Who?
But now you're trying to figure out what their level of rules are. Who's to say that the rule was they weren't allowed to contact us at all to begin with, and they've already broken the rules? Yeah. So now they're like, well, I can go. It's like getting in a swim pool, but you're not allowed to go into 10 foot, but I can go into the 4 foot. Okay, but the 5 foot's okay. Is that okay? Can I go into 5? No, but I'm doing good in the 6 foot. You just keep pushing that fucking.
But also, on the other hand, how do you if
we're going to
play these two fields? How do you know what the difference is between the 10 foot and the 5 foot?
Exactly. So why do you have to have rules? You're putting humanistic restrictions on something that we have absolutely no concept about. So
that's why it's just a theory.
That's why I'm theorizing. Like, we're assuming we're talking to ghosts, and what if we are talking to an alien species that is under a hierarchy where they have to follow certain orders, and they're not allowed to give us certain information. Same with if we were talking to ghosts, if there's like in the Bible, it says we're not supposed to be talking to the dead because we're not supposed to know what's on the other side and all that. So what if there's sets of rules or things that we are not to know and they are not allowed to tell us in lieu of punishment?
This is the same argument in the church that you're talking to different levels of demons and there's a hierarchy and all that stuff. You're using the same exact
aliens are demons too, I guess.
Just put ET instead of a demon. It's the same thing. It's in your belief now and what you feel and what you believe. It's all in your concept of what you'll be limited to.
But I would tell you this, back in let's just say 1800s, early 1900s, what have you. If aliens came down, I guarantee you the church would be like, it's demons. They're attacking us. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee
that. If aliens come down tomorrow, 90% of the churches are going to say that it's demons. Because they now destroys every bit of their criteria of what they said is going on and lose every bit of their credibility and every bit of their control.
So everybody's going to be like, Sumerians were right.
I mean,
Sumerians were right. So, but what I'm getting at is like like I was saying, Charles and I, we've come across this on a couple investigations already where you start pushing for certain information. Like you can get yes, no's, you can get what's your name, what did you die from or whatever.
Of questions.
But when you start getting into the what is it like on your side, where you're from, how do you perceive us, how can we perceive you, you never get feedback from that.
But there's a theory out there that there was a guy working on things like that. You ever heard of Konstantin Radiv?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Radiv microphones, those.
Well, but Konstantin Radiv was actually working with George Meeks and some others, and they were doing a thing called the Mediumistic Bridge. And it's actually what Brian Cano kind of bases his 3 pillars off of. You had to have a scientist, a skeptic, and a sensitive medium on your team. Yep. They all have to be in perfect harmony. There can be no animosities amongst the people or anything like that. If you use an ultraviolet light, set a prism on top of it, and it will shine up, that actually gives them a beacon to where the spirits can come. Look up on YouTube. There's all kinds of videos and stuff about Konstantin Radiv. And it's actually amazing some of the stuff that he was actually working with.
Now, if you're setting off a beacon...
So was Tesla working on spirit stuff.
True. And Edison, too. If you're setting off a beacon... Who is that for, though? Is that for a being? A being?
According to Radiv and him, it was for his paranormal, it was supernatural. It was reaching the other side to where
that was their idea. Yes, but
we don't know what that was, and we never will.
Yeah, could that not end up being a interdimensional being, an alien, an extraterrestrial, just meaning not from this earth, or I guess this realm? I would suppose. So, like that would envelop ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, and all that.
Right. Everything paranormal.
Yes.
Now, I always thought when we got back to where we're talking about communication stuff, if you have somebody as intelligent as Konstantin Radiv had their Radiv diode, why can't you take the Tesla's spirit radio and add those two together and make a new device that would actually be working? And it would not be on the new frequencies. It would be on an old style of crystal.
Now,
I've said that for years.
What if?
You're full of shit, Jay. Shut up.
What if your idea right there is already kind of developed?
I've been looking for it for years. I've gotten nobody to show me anything yet.
Come down.
You've worked with the Konstantin the Konstantin diode and also the spirit thing that Tesla was working on in a combination system?
Something like that.
Cool.
Come down. I keep telling you to come down here. You don't come down here.
You got an alien freezer.
I tell you what,
Malvern.
I'm going to tell you right now why a lot of things I can't do anymore because I'm on spouse arrest. She's afraid I'll have fun.
Oh, no. Apparently, we're all sows.
What damn showers ever?
Wow.
Thanks, Cassie.
Hey, we love you, Cassie.
Usually I get called
even though she just called us all sows.
I know, what the hell.
I said
at least you didn't say old sow.
Oh, good point.
True.
Wow.
True. We'll leave that to Kick.
They've been kicking me enough tonight. Can't leave me the hell alone.
By the way, guys, if you ever start doing streaming, start working on the platform Kick. It's amazing for streamers.
Yeah, they actually care about streamers.
Yeah. Don't fuck Twitch. Twitch is stupid now. Stream is more friendly. You don't have to run ads. You can choose not to run ads and all that good stuff. It's awesome. Yeah. No, I just wanted to explore that a little bit because like these kind of topics come up, and plus I wanted to show the picture of Rick as the alien, and you shoving a Christmas tree up his ass while I had a bottle of oil.
I missed that fucker.
Pretty sure I had a bottle of oil, right? Is it Pennzoil?
Yeah, it's Pennzoil.
I sure do miss him. We had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. R.I.P. Rick. Now he's supposed to come through as an EVP at Malvern in the form of EVP. He's supposed to make fart noises on my recorder.
It
wasn't
too long after he passed. We had another friend of mine, JC, passed away. And we were investigating at 101, and it kept having my name come across in the spirit box. You know, I'm with the spirit boxes. And he came through, and so did JC. And we were actually on a live. I was on a live. And it was something I'd never done before. I shut it down because all the years that I've done this, I've never made it personal. And those two names, I mean, JC is not something name that you're usually going to get. Rick, I could see come through on the radio thing, but both of them came through, and then a cousin of mine who committed suicide years ago came through. So 3 people that I was close to came through, and I had to shut down because I ain't gonna lie on that one. I got a little bit emotional. So I'm like, look, dude, I can't. This isn't something I'm going to put out. This is personal. If they're coming to speak with me, I don't want live. We're done. I'm out. We're done.
Yeah.
And it made me question whether I want to continue, because on that instance, it's the old saying, I've knocked on that door so many times and I've put myself out there with, come on through, I dare you. They came through and I damn near shit myself. I was about ready to walk away for a little bit.
Yeah.
But then again, I thought I could hear Rick now. He'd definitely be visiting me going, chicken shit, sissy. You want to meet it up with me, baby. Like, so I'm like, okay, we'll just keep doing this and see what happens.
So I had this really.
You know,
Go ahead, Nick.
Definitely don't want to get personal during the investigation.
But
It opens you up.
Do that. If you see a residential, like, is it you, Grandma? I've never made any place, anything, anytime, never brought my personal stuff into it. But when the personal came to me, I'm even sitting when I talk about it now. It hit me hard.
I'm sure it did. I mean, something like, somebody passing and all that, and that you're close with, that's something anyways, for me, I don't want to have those emotions around when I'm trying to do an investigation, because
it ended the live and I had to walk off the premises for a while. I had to take a walk.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where you just don't want to disrupt the investigation that you're at hand.
I put myself out there. I don't put my personal life out there.
Correct.
Yeah. That's exactly. My personal life going public, and I'm like, whoa.
This right here.
Exactly.
This right here is one of the experiments. I'm going to do at all these locations. This right here has Rick Rose doing an EVP session, and I'm going to edit the audio to where it's just Rick asking questions. And I'm going to play the audio in rooms all by itself, just this and a recorder, so Rick Rose can continue investigating after his passing. I think that's cool. And on another level, like, you're, instead of speaking in acoustics, you're doing it in electronic frequencies. So Rick could be a beacon here still.
Yeah,
so that's
a beacon.
Right. So that's something I'm going to do, like, in memory of Rick and to honor him and everything, but also continue his investigating for him. Allow him to continue in the afterlife.
We're working on some more of the spoofs that me and him were working on. I got Jason with our production company and stuff. We've got a bunch of those things that me and him was going to do, and me and him and Jason were going to do it. Now me and Jason's continue on some other directions, but that stuff's going to be coming back as soon as we get some. We got a couple already filmed. Got to get them edited and things, but you know how I always mess with things, and if you're going to be pissed because I make fun of us. I'm not making fun of y'all. I'll make fun of myself too. But you know.
That's what I tell people, man. I make fun of myself.
Yeah.
You got to. You have to stay lighthearted.
That you do.
I found out a long time ago, if I make fun of me, nobody wants to fight.
Maybe that's why the spirits don't want to mess with you. You make fun of yourself so much.
It's those overalls, man. You keep wearing those overalls.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'll tell you something I tell everybody else about the bib overalls. You're just 2 buttons away from paradise, baby. Come on. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, put some tassels on those buttons.
And
there,
this is why I don't get my own podcast anymore, and I got to do my own damn shows.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're rolling on 2 hours here. Nick, tell us what's going on with you guys, what you got coming up, and everything.
Where they can find you and all that jazz.
They can find us at you can go to thehauntedsoulsociety.com. That's our website. As you can see, we're Haunted Soul Society. Basically, we are a group that does private and public investigations. We have an event coming up at Ray County Museum, Saturday, September 23rd at 7 p.m. You can go to Eventbrite or our website, like I said, thehauntedsoulsociety.com, and get your tickets. We do limited amount of people.
Yes.
Some groups do 30 people, 40 people, whatever. We do 15 to 16 people, and that's it, no matter how big or small the place is. We've got a lot better feedback and more time to investigate with a smaller group. So right now we only have 3 tickets left for that event, and those tickets are $80, and that's from 7 p.m. till 2 a.m. at Ray County. Chuck, I believe you're going to be there with us.
I'm going to be there. Absolutely. I can't friggin' wait. And it's actually my birthday, so
yes,
it's that much more special.
I've got a special grave for you out back, so it'll be good.
Chain him up into a room, like strip him down, chain his arms back.
That's right. So we've got that, and then we're also doing McIntyre Villa on May 4th.
Oh, nice.
24. We will be doing an event there as well. Tickets for that are $80, and that's also limited 16 people. And if you've been there before, you know that it's 3 levels. It's active. It's a great place to investigate.
It's beautiful place.
Yes. So, I mean, we Stephanie's out, has always been helpful and grateful with us. So we have those events coming up, and we will be having more next month. But check us out at thehauntedsoulsociety.com and come check us out. We do post some things on there from our investigations, any evidence that we've had, EVP sessions that we do. You can meet the crew also. There's pictures of all of us on there. And we vend. We go to, there's a place called Witches of Cottleville, which is here in Cottleville, Missouri. Which is, I want to say that one there was going to be the 7th, if I'm not mistaken, of October. So come down and see us there. We'll be vending. We have things that certain sages that we sell and other things that we do as well. And I talk about some of the equipment that's used in our investigations. So there you go. We got a lot going. We will have a lot going on more next year than we did this year. There's a few other places that we're looking to get into as well.
Hey, real quick, are you guys going to do another Paracon soon?
Possibly.
Yeah.
That'll be right. When we do, it will be next year. So
yeah.
There's a very good possibility, and with it will be here in St. Louis.
All right.
Nice.
Jay, what glory hole can we find you in?
What? I answered that way too quickly, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, unfortunately.
You can find me with Paravisions Paranormal Society. That's the team that that team that I work with all the time, and LEP Productions, of course, on Facebook, all the social media things. We're out there on there. All of our investigations with Paravisions we do with them. We got a October 13th, Friday the 13th, we're doing an Old Sword Opera House here in Middletown, Ohio. It's one of the hardest places to get into to investigate. But this is, of course, all the money's going back to the place for historical upkeep and things like that. And we got Waynesville on Ohio is one of the most haunted towns in Ohio, supposedly. And they got an old Quaker hotel that we're investigating with the public and things. But so
is it called the Quaker?
No, it's called the Friends Home.
Oh.
And it's going back to there. Like I said, it's a museum and things. So we do all kinds of things like that, plus residential, like everybody else does. We're constantly busy. If you look up Paravisions Paranormal Society on Facebook, it's with Z's instead of S's. Lee's been doing it for a long time. They found everything. Just keep it busy like everybody else, man. Yeah. And then, of course, with me and Jason with LEP Productions and all the things that we're doing, filming, staying constantly busy. I got an idea that I'll talk with you about too.
Okay. And you guys are working on bringing that podcast back.
Yeah, we're talking about bringing Stirring the Pot back. It is exactly what I call it, Stirring the Pot. Nothing is out of bounds. Nothing's off limits. If you are offended easily, don't listen.
Exactly.
Our audience watch.
I say exactly what I want to say. So we try not to offend people. You will not be abusive to anybody. If you want to be abusive to anybody, you come at me. Do not pick on any other person on the show. Anybody in the chat rooms, you got something to say, you want to be a jackass or an asshole, I'm your man. Leave everybody else alone.
There's a First Amendment for a reason, so
you have the right to say and how they feels that you want, but I have the same damn rights too, and you'll hear
exactly.
Yep.
So,
and something to back it up too.
Yeah.
What?
I got nothing to
What? We got the First Amendment and the second one. I'm just saying.
You can't hurt my feelings. I've been married for 35 years.
Yeah.
You hear that, Polar Knights?
Fair enough.
Catch up. All right. Well, guys, thank you for coming on. It was a blast. I loved having you guys on.
No problem.
We'll do another roundtable here probably soon in the next month before we start the Midwest Mystery Tour.
Yes.
I think we'll do one more. I think we need to do one more.
I think
Well,
so.
it's my first time, and I know it'll be my last. So thank you guys for having me.
No, sir. We gotta have the punching bag back on the show,
Bring
so
it.
I don't
Bring
take
it.
the brunt. But I do appreciate you guys being on, and everybody that's watching still appreciate you for sticking around, and for those that watched and are going to watch later, thank you for watching. Make sure you go to YouTube to at Boogeyman Radio Show, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and all that good stuff. Follow these knuckleheads on social media, except for this. Maybe not him. He's like, I don't need the following. Follow Haunted Souls right there.
Yep.
Lift up your titties. There you go. Haunted Souls.
Haunted Soul Society. It's thehauntedsoulsociety.com.
Not with a Z.
Not with the Z, no.
And,
Jay-Z,
you know
Nick
what?
Nosey.
Oh.
You know what, Nick? Maybe
No.
you should bring your friend there, and people can take pictures with them.
I thought about them, but I've got other plans for pictures.
Ew. I mean, great.
Well, for you, I got some children for you that you can take a look at.
Ew.
But
Do I look like Joe Biden?
Oh,
Did I say that? Oh, did I?
Oh,
God
yeah.
damn it! YouTube shut down. What the hell?
Oh, weird.
Who would have thought?
oh,
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us.
no problem.
Y'all have a great night. Chuck, anything you want to add?
Oh, solid. Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
You guys stay on. I want to talk to all three of us off air.
All righty, man. Thank you, guys. Bye.
You guys have a good one. Thanks, everybody.